Okay, here we are. We are on. Let's see. There we go. Hey everyone, how are you this evening? Welcome to Wind Down Wednesdays with me, Michelle. I'm here in San Miguel de Allende, which is located in central Mexico. I have my guest house, CasaELM. If you have not been here before, CasaELM is ultimately the soft landing experience in San Miguel. If you're looking for a place to just kind of get your feet wet or just visit SMA, and you want to be in a space where we can help you with your trip, or if you say, you know what, I love San Miguel, I want to move there, we have relocation tours that we offer. We have travel packages, the whole nine. You can visit us at CasaELM.com. This is my sweet spot, the thing that allows me to meet amazing people like my guest tonight. So I'm very excited to speak with Jacki, and she's here and she's going to basically talk about herself, and I'm going to be right there clapping and applauding. We have worked together a little bit, and her food and all her good energy is so amazing. So I just wanted to kind of like bring her on so we can talk about a thing that we're doing together. We're going to collaborate together a little bit, but also about her move to San Miguel and all the fun things that she's also doing, because I think it's nice to show a range of the demographics that are moving, of people that are moving to San Miguel. You know, I think a lot of people have the misconception that everyone is retired, and that's not the case. Yeah, I'm not. So in saying that, you know, I think it's just kind of inspiring for us to continue to share all the different journeys, but also what other people are doing and what they're involved in. And I really promote the idea of people getting in touch and in tune with the creative side of the things they enjoy doing, and trying to figure out how do I earn from that as well. So I wanted to say this because I always forget. Please subscribe. Please hit the like button. If you're listening to this, hit the like button. It's real easy. Just click right there and then hit the subscribe button. Yes, because I come here as often as I can to basically share my journey, other people's journeys, but also information about SMA, information about Mexico. And it's a lot to keep giving and giving and giving you guys. And I appreciate every subscriber. I appreciate every like. So please continue to provide me with that. And today, to honor early Dia de los Muertos, which is a huge holiday in Mexico, is the reason I'm wearing this head crown, dress, whatever you want to call it. This is something that you will see in Central. They have like a few stands in the Jardín, the center, where they sell these beautiful dried flowers, right? They are real flowers, dried flowers. You can get the paper ones and artificial flowers, but these are much more beautiful. And they're not outrageously expensive. They have all different types. You can get the ones that sit on top. You can get smaller, bigger, whatever it is. But what I want to say about it is that I had this since last year, and it was in the freezer, and I just took it out. And I wanted to honor Dia de los Muertos, which is starting, I believe it's the 1st of November and the 2nd. So for those who don't know about Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, it's to honor those that have passed on in your life, whether it's a child, an adult, for me, my pet. It's all of those things. It's really a celebration of life. And so I'm here because next week on November the 1st, I will not be live. Okay, I'll be back on November the 8th. November the 1st, we are having a big to-do at CasaELM. We're going to have makeup and makeup artists doing our Katrinas and things like that. So if you don't know about it, please look it up. ChatGPT can tell you all about it. And it's just the day to really honor really the ones that have gone on, and it's also a day to celebrate life and have fun. So I am starting right here with my fun. So there's that. I want to say welcome to Carla. Hi, how are you? So I'm going to let Jacki jump in. So Jacki is a San Miguel resident. I don't remember when you got here, but it was this year, correct?
Yeah, we actually landed in Mexico November, let me see, the day after Thanksgiving.
Okay. So I'll let you tell your story. So she has a very interesting mix of things that she will share with us. I'm very excited to have her here. We've worked together a little bit in the kitchen. And so, yeah, she is a culinary chef. She has some other endeavors, and we also are going to be doing a pre-Soul Food Sunday brunch for pre-Thanksgiving, November 19th. If you are in town, please go to CasaELM events and sign up, because this girl can cook.
We will be growing.
Okay. Yeah. She was like, what kind of food do you want to have? What ethnic foods? I was like, okay, what you got? So anyway, without further ado, I will let you go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience. Tell us about your journey.
Yeah, well, thank you, Ms. Michelle, the mayor of Black people here in San Miguel. She hates that, but it's the truth. I've told her that a million times.
The mayor
of Black people. Okay.
Okay.
Mayor of BPs in SMA.
I'll take it.
Yeah. And just so that everyone knows, the audience knows, CasaELM is absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
Nestled back into the neighborhood of Los Frailes. And it really is a lovely home, very comfortable. You know, even though it has a little size to it, it still feels so warm and cozy. So it's a really lovely home. So I definitely recommend you all to come visit, come take a tour, whatever. It is a soft landing. So for sure, I 100% give my stamp of approval on that. And Michelle, you're very welcome. And Michelle is super sweet. You know, it was fun to have that first sighting when my husband and I moved to San Miguel. It was December of last year. So we're working on a year. And we landed first, though, by way of Charlotte, North Carolina. We ended up going to La Paz, which is Baja California Sur, I believe. And I'm always getting confused. I don't know if it's California, Baja California. But anyway, a couple hours north of Cabo San Lucas.
And on the west side.
That is correct. We're on the west coast, south of California. And we decided to land there because of another YouTuber, Expat, you know, giving tips and tricks to getting over to Mexico and how to navigate. And so they just had really great information about getting residency quicker, because these are the real, I guess, most popular places to come, Central Mexico. And so we did go to the West Coast first. And within I want to say not even a week, we had our temporary residency.
Oh, nice.
And the mediator did everything for her. She's bilingual. She did all the paperwork. All we did was sign up, you know, give her the paperwork, give her the pesos.
Oh, nice. Right. Of course, the pesos. Gotta pay the pesos.
Gotta get the pesos. We gave her our pesos and our paperwork, and she did everything else. And it was such an easy process. And so we actually went back to her a few months ago for permanent residency. So we are now permanent residents.
Yay! Congratulations.
I got my card.
Wow, look at you. Look at you. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. Muchas gracias.
Yeah,
Thank
see, Pranada. See, that's so beautiful. I didn't know that you went back. I didn't even realize that you did that route. Baja. I thought for some reason you came here first.
No, we did Baja first because of, like they said, the paperwork process is just so much easier, less red tape, and the line is shorter.
Oh, nice. Okay. I did not know that. Maybe I need to go to Baja. Get my permanent
vacation because it's right there. It's beautiful.
What did you think about it? It was beautiful. I haven't been to Baja. Okay.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. because it's right there on the Pacific coast.
Mhm.
So the way, if you come in, depending on the airport,
Mhm.
you can land right in Cabo, or you can go to La
Okay.
Paz. They have an airport too.
Okay.
And either way, it's the peninsula. So you got the Sea of Cortez
Mhm.
on one side or the Pacific Ocean. And it's really beautiful.
Nice. Okay. That's on my list. I haven't been there yet. And I say
Mhm.
yet because I definitely intend at some
Yeah.
point, maybe when I'm feeling like, oh, I really want to be at a beach,
Hmm.
I'll try to make it to that area. Yeah.
Hmm.
Sounds
Hmm.
lovely. So
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
Yay.
And then,
So,
I wanted to tell you, it was funny when you said a lot of folks come here, and there is a different demographic.
mhm.
We know people who have kindergartners, so we have from
Mhm.
5, and then we know folks up to 85.
Yeah, that's
It's a
true.
huge mix of us here, and I love that.
Yeah, I think that we're definitely, well, not think, we're definitely growing, but
Mhm.
what I love about it is that it is growing in the age range as well.
Right.
I think that the overall idea has been, well, we're going to Mexico to retire, we're going to San Miguel to retire. And
Mhm.
that's not the case at this time. I think that a lot of people, if they can work remote or they're making plans and they're just like, well, I'm going to figure out another way to
Yep.
earn because I want to live somewhere else outside of the United States. Speaking of, I wanted to say welcome to my good friend Nadine. Hi, Nika. She
Hey.
is one of those that is trying to figure out another path. So I'm
Okay.
very, very proud of her. Someone
Mhm.
I've known since the early 90s. And it's just exciting to see people aspire to reach for the things that make them feel good, not
Mhm.
just working to pay for things and buy stuff to make them feel good. It's
Mhm.
working towards something you really enjoy. So she really has always wanted to be like an expert in Spanish.
Uh-huh.
Why not Mexico? I was
I
like, come
mean,
on down.
they speak a little Spanish here. Just a
All
little.
right.
Un poco, un
Poquito.
poco.
Un poquito español aquí. Okay, so tell me a little bit about why here and
Yeah.
like what your kind of maybe I don't know what brought you to SMA, but I remember meeting you guys at
Right.
that Black History Month meetup in
Mhm.
February
Mhm.
and maybe even before then.
Yeah.
And
We had
you're
a
also
sighting on the road, I think, by the grocery store. I want to say we were on the Ancha near Mercado Sano.
probably, I
Yeah.
don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a while. For me, that was a long time ago.
Yes.
Yesterday was a long time ago.
It was a lot. Well, we regular people remember meeting mayors, so I
Oh.
remember it was yesterday. And it's so fun, being here as an African American, as a Black person. I don't know about you, but I still sort of go out, and if I don't see one of us, it's been a weird day. We got to
Right.
have a sight. So when we met, it was probably January, February-ish, and we
Okay.
had a sighting. There was for all of you out there, look, it was a Negro sighting, and it was exciting, and it was just like, that's
Yeah,
me.
we get excited. I mean, I feel like that excitement it's becoming like normal in a good way. So it's
Uh-huh.
pretty funny because yeah, I mean, before I literally would be hanging out the window if I was driving, I'd be like, hey,
That's
hey,
exactly what happened. I
or
think
try
you were in
I
a taxi, and yeah, you were like,
yeah, exactly. Like, hey, I used to have cards. Did I tell you that? I used to have
no,
business cards with our Facebook group and, hey, welcome, just a welcome message. It wasn't like, anything business. It was just like a welcome
well,
message.
that makes sense.
Yeah, and join our group, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, now I see I'm just like, oh, if they're
Another
looking.
flow. How you
Oh,
doing?
it's
Well,
really
I'm gonna
cool.
tell you this. It is normal and it is becoming more normal, but I'm gonna tell you just yesterday, I was out, was it the day before, and I didn't see one of us, and it was very lonely
Oh,
because it's winter time now, right? So we have a lot of snowbirds here.
that's true.
And I'm looking around and I didn't see any one of us.
Mm.
And then right before I came home, we're walking on the Ancha, and then a couple of lady friends was in the pharmacy.
Oh, I love it.
I know the Mexicans are sick of us. They're like, man, if they don't go back home, don't cross that border.
We just got off the plantation.
My God, but it's always exciting, you know.
Uh,
So, but I wanted to piggyback off of something you said too, and I've come up with this phrase, and it's because of the length of time I've been here and the observations that I am making.
mhm.
And since I've been here a few seasons now, right? So we see the snowbirds, they'll come and they go, but the ones who actually are full-time residents here, it does appear like they have come to retire.
Mhm.
But looking at the age range of many of the Black community that's here, I just
You cut out a little bit.
we came here to live.
Right, right. I heard that. I didn't hear the whole sentence, but the gist is basically we're coming here to live our best lives. I mean, people say that all the time,
Mhm.
but I do think we get a lot more from this decision than we even probably anticipate.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I'm realizing that more and more when people come here, I'm realizing more and more that um, they don't even realize how pressured they are or how much life has probably pressured and burdened them. Even people who are retired and just visiting, like one of
Mhm.
the two beautiful ladies that are here at the moment. We're going to be at capacity on Friday. I'm so excited to
Uh-huh.
have these individuals here. She said to me today, she said she got up this morning and she said,
Uh-huh.
she said, I didn't realize how much I really needed this. And
Mm.
I said, I'm glad. I said, I'm glad you're really, because she doesn't intend on moving here, but she came for vacation for a few weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she just like, it's so like calming and beautiful and blah, blah, blah. And I'm only saying that because I think sometimes we don't know what all of the goodness will be behind that decision or behind that
Mhm.
trip, or because you can't anticipate everything. You just don't
Right.
know,
Right.
and no matter how much you research, how you interpret that and how it feels to you can only be felt by you once you're doing it,
Want you here. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. And the reason we came really is because America is just on fire.
Mm.
And it's just such a hard place to live. It's
Mhm.
I actually use the word abusive. It's just an abusive place to live.
Mhm.
It's just go, 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 and you better not stop.
Mm.
That rat race, if you will, that hamster wheel, it's just so unhealthy mentally,
Mhm.
physically, spiritually, emotionally, and you gotta pay top dollar for all that
Okay,
abuse.
that's
Okay.
true. That's so true.
You could at least, give me a little discount on life and paying
Okay.
for everything. Butter, no, everything is top dollar. The cheapest things are still not, they're not affordable. And so we actually decided to leave, and we took about a year or so to do our research,
Mhm.
and prayed about it, and spoke to my mother-in-law actually, because when I do stuff like this, because I know like when we moved from Baltimore to Charlotte, and as
Mhm.
soon as we landed, it's like, okay, let's see who else wants to come, because the grass is actually greener.
Right,
Sometimes
right.
you make those moves and it
Mhm.
actually is a mistake, but like the grass is actually greener, right?
Mhm.
Um, so we were looking at actually places in Africa because I
Mm.
spent my 40th birthday there
Okay.
and absolutely fell in love.
Mhm.
And it's still on the list. Okay.
Where in Africa?
Well, I visited South Africa for a few weeks for my
Mhm.
40th birthday. And but we were actually looking at Namibia,
Mhm.
Rwanda,
Mhm.
of course, Ghana, the Gambia, on the West Coast.
Mhm.
So I reached out to my mother-in-law because she wanted to move from Detroit because it's too cold there.
Mhm.
And that's Stephanie Dickey. And so she said, I want to visit, but I've been looking at this place called Querétaro. And
Oh.
I'm like, what in the world? Where's Querétaro? And, so she started to tell us about it and San Miguel de Allende, and it's like, okay. And my husband, her son is over there on the phone, like, okay, where is this? And she goes, Mexico. And we looked at each other like, Mexico?
Mhm.
And we are programmed, right? We're
Mhm.
programmed, especially in America. Anything brown ain't right. And
That's true.
so, I'd already had my blinders off with Africa because I'd been there for myself
Mhm.
and tasted and seen that it is good. It is the bomb.
Mhm.
And so we had to do some research for Mexico, and we were like, this might work. And
Mhm.
so, long story short, we researched for about a year
Mhm.
and we decided on Mexico.
I love it. I love it.
We did. We did.
See,
The
I
time
did
zone
not
is
know
easier.
that. Uh-huh.
Yeah. The time zone's easier. It
Mhm.
is hard when you're crossing oceans. It's a little
Right.
harder, you
Right.
know.
Right.
But yeah, that's what happened.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say welcome to Professor LCH. Yes, I know you had to cancel your plans. I was actually looking at my Dia de los Muertos list. So for those who weren't on at the start of the live, I'm wearing this crown in honor of Day of the Dead, which is November 1st. I will not be on next week, Wednesday night, because we are having an event here that will take up the entire day. I will be back on November the 8th with Jovelyn Richards. And I mentioned her a little bit last week in my live. She is a director, a writer, an actress, a comedian, and a bunch of other things that she wants to do a theatrical production here in San Miguel, February the 4th of 2024. So if anyone's interested, please make sure you go to her website. And I'm going to guess at this, rightfully yours. Okay, never mind. I'll look it up before I say it. So I don't want to get it wrong. But if you look up Jovelyn Richards, it'll come as just like rightfully with a W, yours Performance Academy. That's the name of it. And if you go there, you can audition for a part in the Toni Morrison jazz excerpt that she plans on doing here. And it's open to everyone. Doesn't matter the color of your skin, and it's 18 to 99 years old. And we're going to do this in San Miguel. So she lives in Hawaii. So I just wanted to say I'll be on with her on November the 8th, and I won't be on November the 9th. I want to say welcome. Yes, I'm sorry you're missing our event on November the 1st, Professor. So, but I hope that we'll get to see you on another adventure here. Welcome to Elise. Welcome to Kathy. Hi, Kathy. And yes, you're right, Nadine. She said, Jackie said it, 100% agreed to the things that you were talking about in regard to living more, right? Living more intentionally as well in terms of like the place that you may be choosing to move to.
Mhm.
We promote Mexico because this is where we are. This is where I live. I've traveled to many places. I have not been to the continent. So shame on me.
Oh,
I haven't
man.
been. I
Get
know.
it packed. And I know you have a passport. Oh, I know you have a passport.
I have two passports
Got
actually.
Well, why you got two
Because
passports?
I was born in Canada. So I have my Canadian passport and I have my
Okay.
US passport. Yes.
Okay, we'll allow it. We'll allow it.
Yes.
Okay. But
Yes.
you got to. I promise you will not regret it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will definitely jump on that. I want to jump on it. I actually thought about going on one of Anne-Marie's solo trips, but I told her, I said, when you pull up a solo trip in Asia, I don't know which one, but I might go to that. I
Mhm.
am going with her in February to Jamaica. That's just because,
Okay.
I need to
Yeah.
get out there and
Yeah.
have a good time. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. So tell me a little bit about your corporate coaching. Tell us
Yeah.
about that first.
Okay, so if you don't mind, I want to set it up properly. So for when we did get here, my husband, makes a decent amount of pesos,
Mhm.
and so I was very slow into getting a position.
Okay.
I did for a couple of weeks pretend that I was retired, but he kindly reminded me that beans and rice, they delicious only when you want them. Okay. So that is actually when we started working professionally together.
Okay.
And I said, okay, well, I guess I gotta go earn my pesos and my beans and rice. So
Right.
what can I do, right? And that's
Mhm.
the one thing I think about moving without a job, because I assumed the remote work I was doing before we left, I was going to be able to bring it with me, but
Mhm.
they kindly said no. And
Mhm.
so that was that, but we still
So,
had our friends.
question about that. Was
Yeah.
that because of the location, the type of work? Just, because I understand, for example, well, there are a lot of jobs where I can understand where that's not okay.
Mhm.
But what is it, just because you're in Mexico, or was it more because of the type of company or business or
Mhm.
organization?
Right. No, it's a good question. So it actually is both. So depending on the sector of work that you're in or the
Mhm.
sector of work that you do, there actually are blackout countries.
Okay.
And I was working in the finance
Yeah.
industry.
Okay. That makes
And
sense.
so when I reached out to them, hey, and of course I'm doing everything by the book. I
Mhm.
want to work remotely, and what other countries can I work from, or where blah blah blah. Long
Mhm.
story short, they said because we're in finance, there are blackout countries: Mexico, I want to say Iran,
Mhm.
Russia, Iraq. Just a couple of the countries
Mhm.
that certain industries are not there because of the volatility.
Okay. Right, that makes
Mhm.
sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
it does. So
Okay.
they stripped me of my computer. So I had to I had to
Give me
get
that
creative.
back.
I was like, "Give me the mouse too." They took the mouse, they took everything, my headset.
Still, wait, who's still using a mouse? They can have it. Here you go. Who's using a mouse? Let me not laugh at y'all.
I know, stop it. So they took it all back. And so what moving here had, pushed me to get creative.
Mhm.
you know. So I had to look myself in the mirror and go, okay, Sweet Pea, Jackie, what gifts, talents, and abilities do you have that you can monetize, right? So literally, I reached out to you and I
Mhm.
reached out to my current employer now that I work with
Mhm.
and said, hey guys, Chris is about to kick me out. Uh,
Chris is her husband. He can't kick you out, but go on.
My Lord. And so it's like, do y'all need any help? For you,
Mhm.
since I'm on the ground, I'm a, chef. I've worked in hotels and
Mhm.
hospitality. I know how to make beds. I know how to cook. I prefer to be in the kitchen. But
Yeah.
being in an intimate bed and breakfast setting for like 4 or 5 years, that's,
Mhm.
I thought that was important.
Yeah.
And working with, the real estate agent now is like, I need help. Do y'all need help? And both of you on the same day said yes. And I was like, I went from having no jobs to 2 jobs in,
Yes. Oh,
in one day. So that.
well, that's a good thing. I think that, this shows people the ability to have talents and that you can turn it into something. It may not
Mhm.
seem like it, especially with the conditioning. I think that we sometimes have that fear
Mhm.
of putting ourselves out there and doing something we really love, but we'll be the first to sit on either YouTube or one of those inspirational kind of TV reality shows. And we'll be like, oh my
Uh-huh.
God, she turned $5 into $100,000 business in a
Right.
year, baking donuts and
Right.
making cakes. And I'm
I
just
saw
kind
her,
of
the
like,
cupcake lady. Really?
right, right. But no, the whole point is that we
You
all
gotta get
have
out there.
that ability, right?
Gotta
We
get
all
out
have
there.
something, and it's just those who didn't let fear stand in their way and those
Yeah.
who did. So
Yeah.
again, I know it sounds really simple, but I do think when you start putting the other foot in front of the other, that it's
Correct.
it's definitely doable. So
Right. No, that's
yeah.
correct.
Mhm.
I totally agree with you. And then at the same time, for me personally, I took a anti-corporate stance. And I'm not, power to the people. It's
I
just my well, my experience with corporate America is just it's abusive. Let me just say it the way that it is for me. And, I took a stance and said, I'm not going to work for another corporation, and especially a traditional company, right? So when I realized that I couldn't stay retired,
Mhm.
I said, okay, what am I good at? I am good at serving. I'm good at helping others. I love people.
Mhm.
I love to teach and train, things like that. I love to cook, of course. And
Mhm.
so I wanted to work with a company, and this is what I said in my head. I want to work for a company or organization that that's doing something, right?
Mhm.
And that shares my values.
Mhm.
And not only do I want to give to them, but I want them to give to me also. You know
Correct.
what I mean? I want it
Yeah.
to be really quality working relationship,
Mhm.
because my experience in corporate America has been they just gonna take.
Mhm.
They're gonna
Right.
take every drop. Even when you wave the flag and you go, hey, but you actually be served better if I can do this.
Mhm.
We don't have time for that, or we don't have room in the budget. You
Mhm.
know,
Mhm.
they're so strict about letting people grow and develop.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's why I reached, okay, well, who's doing the good work? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
who's out there that maybe could use a helping hand?
Yeah.
And that's when I reached out to you
Mhm.
and to a gentleman named Sean Gerald
Mhm.
of Lifestyle International Realty.
Mhm.
And so that's my full-time job, is working as a corporate coach or performance coach.
Okay.
And yeah, so that real estate agency is in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Mhm.
And Sean and I used to work together years ago, like over 10 years ago.
Mhm.
And he nicknamed me, and the other managers nicknamed me the agent whisperer.
I can see that.
You can't.
Mhm. I can.
that,
And so for you all just kind of getting to see Jackie here, she is just a warm energy spirit. Like really, you meet her and it's like you feel like you've known her for a long time. She's just so bubbly and so
Thank
you're blessed
you.
this way to just emanate this. So I could totally see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that.
Mhm.
And so at first I was making calls for him and just doing like computer stuff.
Mhm.
And then I said, well, Sean, you know what I'm really gifted at. He's like, I know, but I can't really pay you what you're worth. I said, okay. So we finally got worked up some extra pesos for a
Mhm.
girl. But the agent whisperer, is something that I am. And
Mhm.
that is number three, um, maybe number four. So when I say you got to get creative, you really do have to get creative. So
Amen.
that's a little piece of bread that's in the oven baking now. But yeah, on a
Good.
day-to-day basis, I am the agent whisperer at
Mhm.
Lifestyle International Realty, and I
Okay.
love it. And very simply, I help the agents. I don't know if you're familiar with this. When you used to work in regular jobs, leave your problems at the door,
Mhm. Mhm.
or especially if you're in management, they'll tell you to find out what your people is, it will or skill. And it's like, I'm a real person.
Mhm.
And when I was working with him over 10 years ago, the Lord showed me the gifts that you so amply
Mhm.
acknowledge. Thank you. He showed me really what I was able to do is to meet people where they are.
Mhm.
And so my professional mantra is if you take care of the
Mhm.
people will take care of your numbers.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
you take care of the people will take care of you.
Mhm.
And so that's really what I ended up doing and realizing that it wasn't will or skill most of the time.
Mhm.
Most of the time was actually life.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And managers are not trained to do that. It's not a natural inclination because most managers are good at managing processes
Right.
and
Not
numbers,
people. Not people.
not
Right.
people.
Exactly.
And so was able just to tap into the people, the actual person.
Mhm.
And that's where that was born. So that's what I do on a regular basis. And I love it. I really do
Okay.
love it.
Yeah, I
And
didn't know that about you either.
yes, I know we had to come and wait for a Wednesday session.
You're like the international, woman of fame. I
I
love
know.
that though, the agent whisperer. Okay. I do
Yeah,
love that. Mhm.
thank you. Like Caesar Milan, the dog whisperer. That's where
No,
he got
agent
it from.
whisperers sounds really
Yeah.
amazing.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah, so when we first met, you were telling me okay, so she's also a trained culinary chef. Okay, can't
Mhm.
wait to get to that. But before we get to that, I wanted to talk a little bit about your idea. And I don't know if you actually did this in person. Before I do that, I'm going to say welcome to Dixie. Welcome to Mercury Waters. He
Okay.
says, look at my lovely wife.
Oh,
Okay.
it's Christopher.
Yes, yes. Kathy is acknowledging your comments and said congratulations to you. And she said
Oh,
she realized her talents that she had put on the shelf when she visited SMA as well. So she was here
mhm.
about a month and a half or so ago. Yeah, because we were talking about that. And it's funny because I have these conversations often with my guests, and it's interesting because I think we all kind of do this. We all kind of put our things away so we
Mhm.
can feel all grown up in this corporate setting,
Mhm.
but we're not in tune with maybe just the desires that we have for things that are interesting to us, right? So, like I can think back, way back, I always loved, and I was very comfortable decorating, designing
Mhm.
things as a child. Okay,
Mhm.
I
You had the
literally,
baddest Barbie house on the block.
I probably did. And I used to paint, I remember, I don't know if you all remember, this is dating myself back in probably the late 70s when they had like those roller brushes that had the like design already on it, like, and it was, you roll it in and it was embossed, so you had to do like your
Oh, okay,
background
cool.
color. And I
Mhm.
remember just being so caught up with wanting to help everyone paint. I was like, I want to do,
Uh-huh.
whatever. And I had I had a pink room. I had a
Uh-huh.
pink room with these pink roller flowers on it and whatever. Anyway, the point is I used to actually rearrange my parents' furniture in their living room.
Oh
I
my
was
Lord.
always decorating stuff and being like, no, this really goes better over there, whatever.
Uh-huh.
The point is I didn't pursue this, but I've, you know, been able to do it throughout my life in other capacities, but I didn't do it in terms of going to school for it.
Right.
And I realized that we all have these talents. And I think
Yeah.
that if we allow that to shine through, it comes to a head and we're like, oh,
Mhm.
okay. So
Yeah.
I get to talk to a lot of guests and they go home and they start showing me pictures of things that they did. I had one guest in September. She went home and started showing me these amazing gift baskets. And I said, girl,
Ooh,
there is no one here in San Miguel doing that. You need
that
to come
does.
on down and do it.
I was
Yeah.
thinking about let me edible arrangements. I promise
Yes.
you, I was thinking about some edible
It is
arrangements. Okay,
not
go ahead.
here. Okay. Who wants to do my hair? Come on down. There's so much. There's so much
Mhm.
that can be done. So anyway, that's just like kind of a side note. But
It's true.
welcome, Marissa, and yes to Nadine and all her words. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so go ahead. Tell us about your psychology background, but cooking with a purpose, because I thought that was very interesting. Have you actually had groups where you did that, or was it something you wanted to do?
Right. I haven't had groups yet.
Okay.
It is something that I want to do. It's in my heart to do.
Mhm.
And I think I've allowed life just to, let it get to the back burner. It's still there, just, simmering,
Mhm.
you know. But that is something that I think is going to be great for your environment too,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So maybe on one of your retreats, or when you just have some extra guests in the house, I'm like, hey, you guys want to do some cooking? Let's
Yes.
just do a little cooking class or what have you.
Mhm.
But I love doing cooking classes. I am a facilitator and a teacher by just now, by nature.
Mhm.
And with my culinary and coaching kind of a background, I
Mhm.
did have that idea to just marry those two together. And instead of I guess just having a cooking show for the sake of having a cooking show,
Mhm.
actually having a show or classes, if you will, could be live or it could be recorded, where we're cooking with a purpose.
Mhm.
So it could, for example, look something like this. If I want to if I want to touch on the subject of patience, right?
Mhm.
Maybe that day we're going to cook a pot of gumbo, which I did yesterday, for the record.
Ooh, girl,
I
where's my
found some
plate?
andouille
Where's my
sausage.
bowl?
I got some of it. I found andouille sausage at the
When we
Saturday
hang
market.
up, I'm driving by. You want to do a drive
What?
by? Anyway, go ahead.
So, for all of those, out there who know a little bit about food, you can't just cook everything the same way, right?
Mhm.
So, a pot of gumbo, you're not going to be able to whip that together like you're making a pot of chicken soup. So maybe the topic of that day will be patience,
Mhm.
because it's going to take the patience not only to cook it, but to prep it.
Mhm.
Because you do have
Mhm.
all your meats, you do have all of the vegetables, you do have to cook that roux until it is the color of chocolate, right? A dark
Okay.
chocolate, right? And so that you can develop the flavors and develop everything properly. And so
Mhm.
while we're cooking, we're chatting about life
I love
and
it.
those things that do require patience. We got to have patience with ourselves. We have to
Mhm.
have patience with others, and just the things that are going on, your children,
Mm.
help of the
Girl.
Lord, whatever it is,
Yes.
patience with God, because He doesn't move on our time.
Mhm.
So just having that kind of a conversation, and then having, if it's a live event, the ladies around the table, like, yeah, girl, and just the way we do,
Mhm.
then it just starts to become an organic conversation. But the topic will be patience,
Mhm. Okay.
you know,
I
that kind
love
of thing.
that. I mean, from the beginning, when you mentioned that to me, I really love the idea because I think we always gather anyway, right? If those
Yep.
who enjoy cooking and those who like to hang in the kitchen,
With the
and
spoon to
there's,
taste.
yeah, the spoon to taste and anything else. And when we hang out, even here, people always gravitate to the
On the way
kitchen.
into the kitchen.
Yeah. And, I remember you mentioning that to me and I was like, yeah, that's a grand idea because
Mm-hmm.
we're in there anyway, right?
Right.
We might be in the way, but we're in there anyway, but this is what we
Right.
do. I've seen it for years where I had a friend, I still have a friend, but her mom passed away since, but her mom and I worked at Travelers Insurance. This was in the 80s. So I actually met her mom, didn't know this was her mom. Then I met her later on in college. And I remember she invited me over, and this is like so typical Jamaican.
Uh-huh.
When Jamaicans cook, they cook for the whole block. Okay.
Okay.
They
Mm-hmm.
don't
No
care
limit.
who you are, where you come from, whatever. If you just say, can I bring so and so? Yeah, 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 man, come. They will tell you to come. It's
Yeah.
not fancy. They will give you a paper plate and a plastic fork, but there's like giant pots of food typically
Mm-hmm.
in the Jamaican kitchen during the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember her mom had this really pretty fancy, typical Jamaican dining room with a fancy chairs and all that, and their formal living room and all that, and her little tiny kitchen and a little tiny, probably a 13-inch television on top of the refrigerator. And everyone was in the little tiny kitchen hanging out with their plate of food, eating. I know it doesn't sound fancy, but it was always such a warm experience, right? And from then till now, I just realized people just enjoy being in the kitchen. So I love this. Cooking with a purpose. It's perfect. I always love that idea. So I think we definitely need to set that up. So
put that on the calendar.
Yes, exactly. Speaking of, before we get deeper into that, but I definitely wanted to say that your offering is not just soul food, because she is going to do soul food on November 19th, but you also do other ethnic foods, because she made Chinese food for us a couple, a month and a half ago? I remember.
Last month.
It was so good. I love me some Chinese food, and it's hard to get it here in San Miguel. Good Chinese. It was so yummy. Yes. And she put edible flowers on, y'all. Jackie was just like, it
has to be pretty.
I know.
But
she got fortune cookies and chopsticks.
I did get fortune cookies. I did, and chopsticks. I'm so extra. Oh God, it has to be an experience. There has to be tablescaping, and it just has to be. Yes. You're lucky I ain't getting green tea. But
okay, next time. No, it was amazing. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, I do cook. I guess we could just say that's all I cook is soul food. I think soul food are comfort foods, if you will. They just really taste delicious, right? They also can take you back to a certain place. And so I just like cooking ethnic foods. So if it's Italian, if it's Chinese, Jamaican, African food, Southern American soul food, I like cook Indian food. And so what I do, what I think also makes it soul is where did you get those recipes from? You know what I mean? Where did you learn those things? And so like I told you and your mom, I want to be there. I want to sit at the apron. I want to learn. I want to see, because there are so many things I think that are little nuggets that you can just take away. For me, one of them that was really eye-opening was learning how to cook proper Indian food. Let's be clear. Across the globe, we pretty much eat the same thing. It's how you prepare the food, right?
Exactly.
So you got your onions, you got your peppers, tomato, garlic, different spices. But how do you treat that food is really the key. And so one of my favorite Indian dishes to make is tikka masala. And what Indians do for really authentic cooking is that they fry their spices. And they also, from what I can see, especially in one region, I don't know if it's a northern or southern, but they will also caramelize their onions really well.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's not just raw onion, just quick, and then you can, put other things in it. It's going to be a good brown onion, and then they put the curry, the cardamom, the garlic powder, whatever herbs they're going to use. They're going to fry them in the oil, and then they'll go in to prepare the other vegetables or the meat.
Okay.
So I like learning from the real people, and that's where you get the real soul of the food.
I love that.
You know what I mean? Because your mother learned it from her mother, who learned it from her mother. And so it's generational. So that dish literally just got passed down through time. And to me, that's where it's most delicious.
Yes, time and practice. Because I know, like with my mom, she makes the best fried dumplings. I'd be like, Ma, how do you do that? And she will say, well, and we all do this, I think. I just do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. A little bit of this. you just got to be there hanging out and just seeing
Yeah.
like even with rice and peas, I always kind of feel like intimidated by this, because I remember when I was a child, she would get the coconut
Hmm.
and shred the coconut and,
Hmm.
do all the things because there were no cans of coconut milk like there are
Right.
now. And
Right.
so when she was here, we were buying the cans and she's like, let's just get the coconut because it's actually less expensive. You get more from one coconut, but also you really get the flavor of the
Right.
coconut. And she was
It's going to
showing
be
me how to
better.
do this. Yeah. So, I think some of those things we pass on and pass down,
Hmm.
but we can't forget how to do these things. So I think that that's
Correct.
pretty interesting. And speaking of Indian food, do you make biryani rice? Because I really like biryani. Is it
Does it have ground lamb and different spices?
It's like rice with, I think, different types of meat, but yes, a lot of spices. But I think they use lamb, like kind of all mixed
Mhm.
in. Could almost be like what would be a Chinese fried rice. Is
Right.
biryani? I'm gonna
I'm,
look it up.
I'm
My
almost sure
phone's
I know
not
what you're
active.
talking about. And yes. And if it's, as long as it's not, you know, crazy difficult, sister can catch
Okay.
on real quick now.
I know because you caught on to my Mongolian okay, we're gonna talk about this Chinese food in a minute because it was spooky. I'm looking it up. I think it's called biryani.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, biryani rice. Okay, yes, that dish.
Hmm. And it has whole
Right.
pieces of that. Okay, got it.
Well, I think they cook, I don't know. I've only ordered it from Indian restaurants, so it's so yummy. But anyway,
Uh-huh.
we'll
Yeah.
talk about that on another day.
My
Okay.
biggest thing, my most favorite, and I think I get the most raves is the tikka masala.
Okay, I'm willing
I
to
make
try that too.
homemade
I
tikka
like tikka
masala.
masala. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love Indian food. I really, really miss the naan breads and
Hmm.
things like that. So I don't know if you do that, but I'm down for whatever. And I don't know if I said welcome to Marissa Miller. Do you know where she lives? I think this is the one that lives here. I can't see that little tiny photo. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Hey,
Okay.
Miss Miller.
Yes, Miss Miller. She says, Chef Jackie and Michelle, hey ladies, welcome.
Hey.
So the Chinese dinner. So I needed a dinner. I forget what the event was because we've had several dinners in these past weeks and months.
Hmm.
And I said, Jackie, would you like to prepare a dinner
Hmm.
for this particular night? And she says, yes. Would you like Italian or Chinese? And I was like, girl, okay. I want Chinese food because I love Chinese and it's hard to get good Chinese in San Miguel.
Hmm.
There is a Chinese restaurant. It's not bad. It's just not grand. It's okay if you're starving. So, so anyway, we were talking about it and I forget what you started with. And I said, well, here's what I have, right? Because I
Hmm.
had
Right.
lamb.
We started with what you already had in the house. Right.
Right. I said, I have
Uh-huh.
rice. I have lamb. I had a lot of lamb in the freezer. I don't know what the
Uh-huh.
lamb was doing in the freezer. Actually, I'm buying some more lamb tomorrow because I
Uh-huh.
love lamb. It's so tender. And I think you offered like lo mein and something else. I don't remember,
Hmm.
but
Lo mein,
any
fried rice, and I said you want Italian because I could stew the lamb and make a ragu and do a
no,
bolognese. Yeah.
nope.
Oh,
I
she
did
said no.
not
She
want
told me
that
said no.
because I don't like ragu. I don't
Okay.
like that. Well, maybe I would love yours, but it didn't
Hmm.
appeal to me the same way the Chinese food
The
did.
Chinese food.
So when we started talking about it, I said, ooh, this sounds delicious. And then I think I just said, what if you did Mongolian lamb, right? Because I like Mongolian beef
Hmm.
occasionally, and I've only had it, I think, in a restaurant. And
Hmm.
I said, well, this is what I have. And I went online and I said, oh, let me find this recipe. Can I tell you, she verbatim almost found this, follow the recipe. Because I remember when you got to the house, you're like, I need this. I was like, oh, you're like literally on the recipe. And no, but it was amazing. It was really good. And she made this fancy fried rice, and the way it was all displayed, and the beautiful edible flowers. She came in, she rolled in and whipped out this meal in less than 2 hours. I'll have
Oh, and homemade spring rolls.
She made homemade spring rolls, a fried rice dish, the Mongolian beef, and was there one other thing? Whatever it was, we were full.
Mhm.
All I
Yeah.
know is it was delicious. She brought fortune cookies, chopsticks, and I don't remember what else, but it was really, really yummy. Everyone loved it. The food was amazing. It was pretty. The
Yeah, thank
presentation
you.
was really beautiful, and it was tasty. And you were being so hard on yourself. You're like, oh, I was like, girl, nobody noticed. Whatever it is, you had you were
Yeah. My
critiquing.
own issues. Oh,
Okay, but the food was so yummy. It was very
yeah.
authentic,
Yeah.
considering I know that we had to, really, like, we have to be mindful here of where to get stuff, right? To get the
Let's be
products, because
clear.
it's not always easy to get
Yep,
things. So
that
it
is
was just
correct.
delicious. So I just kind of wanted to say kudos. And then you also did a soul food going away party for Brianna
Oh, yeah, so
back in April.
Mhm.
Yes, and that was also delicious. I think you made mac and cheese.
Mhm.
We had a sole. Was it sole? The fish? You made some kind of white
Yeah,
fish.
fish. We had
Was it?
pan-fried fish.
Mhm.
We had I want to say some sauteed chicken with caramelized
Oh,
onions. Does that
yes.
sound right?
Yep,
Red.
mac and cheese. On the side, extras, she made delicious shrimp and grits.
Oh, I did have, yes, we did have super grits.
It was so yummy.
Thank you.
And I forget what else. It was all
Mhm.
delicious. So,
Good.
and that's our lead in, right?
Yeah.
Because November 19th, she's going to be with a soul food Sunday brunch,
Mhm.
pre-Thanksgiving here at CasaELM. We are only going to have up to 20 people, no more, because of
Mhm.
space, and just, being able to kind of contain how much we buy
Mhm.
for
Yeah.
this particular meal. And it's going to be amazing. So if you are in San Miguel and you are in town, you can go to casaelm.com / I think events, or just click on events after you get to
Mhm.
CasaELM. I don't have the menu in front of me, but let me see. If you remember, I don't know if you remember.
Mhm.
I'm looking for it.
Well, let's see. We're gonna do some roasted chicken. It's in the spirit of Thanksgiving, so
Mhm.
we'll do some roasted chicken and some homemade dressing. I'm going to go to one of our million bakeries here. Let me tell you something here. If you are in Mexico and you don't roll up on a cafe or bakery,
Mhm.
you are not in Mexico. But we
Yes.
have great bakeries here, so I'm going to go and get some fresh bread, and
Mhm.
we'll have some fresh sage and all the delicious, yummy vegetables, and gravy. We have to have gravy on the side.
Yes. Yes.
And what else? Oh, it was treating it like a brunch. So we'll have
Mhm.
egg and potato dish. We'll do a scramble
Mhm.
and some thick cut bacon.
Yep.
And we'll have some,
Seasonal
pastries
fruit.
and fruits, right?
Yes. I'm looking at it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's been a little bit updated since this last conversation. I know
Okay.
that there's some new things on there, but anyway, you can
Oh,
see
yeah,
the
some
whole
seasoned rice and
menu.
vegetables, right?
Yes, exactly. We're going to do
Mm-hmm.
seasoned rice to go with kind of the meat portion of
Mm-hmm.
things. But anyway, if you're looking for someone, you're here, private chef, cook, class, whatever, contact Jacki, because she is doing her thing. It's beautiful. So the other thing we want to lead into is talking about love and company. Tell me
Yeah.
about love and company.
Oh, so like I said, I want to partner with companies that, first of all, need help, right?
Mhm.
And so they need a helping hand one way or another. And they also have meaning and purpose. And so I
Mhm.
partnered with and I collaborate with a company called Love and Co., Love and Company, and it's
Mhm.
actually spelled LUV
Okay,
and Company, and
okay.
it's actually a Black-owned clean beauty cosmetic brand.
Love it.
And it's so beautiful. And I'm actually wearing it tonight,
Yes, I
blushing,
see. Love it.
and I have on my foundation as well. And what's really special about it is that it is a Black owned company,
Mhm,
and the makeup and the cosmetics are clean products
mhm.
with melanated skin in mind, because not all skin is treated the same, or
Right.
is the same.
Mhm,
And so it's clean, vegan, mostly organic, cruelty free, of course.
mhm,
And also, when it comes to the tinted makeup, so the
mhm,
foundations and things,
mhm,
you're going to find your shade, because we are yellow undertones, oranges and
mhm,
olives and reds. And the makeup is just really beautiful. And the
mhm.
flagship store is right outside of Atlanta. I went to their opening a couple of months ago, back in July, or was it August? Think it was August.
Mhm,
And just having women of all ages and stages of life, 30, 40s, 50s, and even older, walk into the store and go, I
mhm.
found my shade.
I love
You
it.
know, we just
Yeah.
take so many things for granted, like I found my shade,
Mhm. I love
you
that.
know, and it
Do they
looks
sell
good.
online?
Yes, ma'am. They
Okay.
sell online as well. So
Do you
that
know
is,
their
something.
website? Is
Of
it
course, of course I do.
LUV? LUV.
LUVAND COMPANY. So loveandcompany.com.
I love it. Okay. So
Mhm.
you all got that. I'm going to put it in the chat just in case
Yeah.
there's anyone. And do they ship to US addresses? I'm
Yes,
assuming.
yes,
Okay.
ma'am. They do. And not only is it, a cosmetics company, but the owner,
Mhm,
CEO, Melody, Dr. Mel specifically,
mhm.
she actually is going to empower Black women or whomever wants to sell the product, um, and allow them to become beauty advisors.
Okay. I love it. I
So
love
it's
that.
so cool, that Madam CJ Walker kind of a
Yes.
model,
Okay.
and just keeping that power within that circle. Because she's been offered money to sell to a corporation,
Mhm,
and she's chosen not to go that route, and to
mhm.
let the everyday woman become beauty advisors,
I love it. So what do you like? I know you're modeling their beautiful makeup,
uh-huh.
but what do you what's your role, I guess, if you don't mind me
Yeah,
asking?
no, I don't mind. Also with support in the corporate
Okay.
office. Mhm.
Okay.
So
Okay,
just
great.
helping things, launch, get off the ground,
Okay.
and also helping because we do have other founders, so
Mhm,
other beauty advisors,
mhm.
troubleshoot things. So just they on the ground, just want to help things grow,
I
you
love
know,
it. I
that
love
has
it.
meaning and purpose.
So
Yeah.
do they have a location in
Yeah,
Atlanta? Okay.
yeah, they do. They
So
do.
you
It's
all can
about
get it.
20. Yeah, so anybody in the Georgia area,
Mhm.
the flagship store is in McDonough, Georgia. So it's about
Okay.
20, 25 minutes away from Atlanta, south of Atlanta.
Okay. All
And
right.
it's
That sounds
beautiful
good.
too.
I
Hmm.
love that. I'm gonna look them up, loveandcompany.com. Hopefully they'll ship one of these days too.
Well, what a lot of us do is, we'll have things shipped to our American PO box, and then they'll just
Mhm.
ship it on over to. I
Okay.
use San Miguel Solutions.
Okay. I use my
Mm.
mother.
Yeah,
Connecticut.
and then we also have Family Mules.
Yes. My mom just came and she had like a whole fiasco getting here on Saturday.
What did you have your mother come? Lord, they pat her down.
No, it was just they put her on, it was just a mess because then I think one of her flights was delayed, so it threw the whole day off. And then they tried to reroute her. She didn't know, we didn't know, because my mom is not using like text message and email.
Mm,
So by the time I got the email, because I put her number in, it was just a mess. And they rerouted
right.
her to go from Philly to Tennessee, Tennessee to Dallas, Dallas to Querétaro.
Oh my gosh.
It didn't happen. And anyway, she had all the things. And then she didn't get here till Sunday. Luckily, they did pay for her hotel. They gave her a food voucher. So at least, she was comfortable Saturday night, but it was just a long day trying to get from the US to Mexico. I said, next time, just go directly to Mexico City and get picked up by the shuttle company. That makes more sense.
I do that sometimes. I really do. Just take the 3-hour bullet and just.
It's going to be less time and you get there faster in the end. So anyway, we were worried about the suitcase. So she ended up getting a ride from a whole nother person to go get her suitcase.
Oh my Lord. So did you have grits? And
she did. She had grits. She had browning, because they don't sell browning here. Jamaicans need their browning sauce. She had that and some other things. I ordered like something for Day of the Dead Day. And just like a book series for Micah. Who knows? Just it wasn't a ton of stuff, but it was just enough where I was just like, oh Lord, my Amazon.
Ship it to mom and mom got it. Look, it is what it is. I know I almost had Miles get in trouble. He said, Mom, don't you ever have me bring over any seasons. I'm thinking I had some gumbo filet.
Okay.
Because you just have to have, was it gumbo filet or file? However that, some say either one. But I had to get some. And I said, well, babe, I thought you were going to be safe because it's brown. I didn't send you here with grits. Duh.
Well, what's wrong? Yeah, grits.
I just use polenta. Just forget about it. Because I didn't want my black boy getting caught up in TSA with a packet of grits.
And they might, if it's in the original packaging, I think it's okay. My mom brought 2 containers of grits. I think I told you this, but I mixed my grits with couscous. Did I tell you that?
I don't think so. Do tell. I love stealing ideas.
It is delicious and it makes it heartier. So I mix it with regular couscous, not the big Israeli ones, just a regular couscous pack. And I've been doing this from before I moved here. It just gives it a different, heartier texture.
Okay.
Meaning it's fuller and it tastes amazing. And so that's my secret for stretching my grits in Mexico.
Okay.
Who knew? We just take those things for granted in the US. Go to Walmart, get some grits.
And Jiffy mix. There's little things you do take for granted. But.
Today I was literally like, Mom, I don't have any Thanksgiving plans, but I have 2 boxes of Jiffy mix in the closet and 1 box of stovetop stuffing. Should we cook something? She was like, yeah. And I have 5 cans of ackee. We're going to do saltfish and ackee. She was like, okay. It was like Thanksgiving. Because, last year we had a bunch of people.
Got it.
Yes, girl.
So for the record, I found ackee here.
Where?
So y'all got to roll with me, okay? You got to roll with me. If you big girl and a chef, we're going to find it. We're going to find the goods. But there is a seafood market on the Ancha.
Mario's?
I don't know the name of it, but it's literally really close to Cinco de Mayo. And it's in the corner. And you can go in there and get really beautiful shrimp and fish. And
they have snapper?
Crab leg. Yes. King crab leg. And they also have a wall full of canned ackee.
Are you kidding?
You're welcome. Me? You're welcome. De nada.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy. Okay, what's the brand? Because
I don't know, but I saw ackee. It was AKEE. Yeah, AKE. How you spell it?
Close. I'm gonna go there tomorrow. Yeah. What time is it? They're not open. Okay. What? Because I was just saying to my mom, I said, oh, maybe we could do this also at some point while she's here. I mean, I know how to cook it too, but I have 5 cans. I've been hoarding them. Yeah.
Waiting for mama hands.
Well, just kind of like, she didn't bring any this time because I had it. And I was just like, oh, I need to get some bacalao, which is saltfish.
Okay.
And I need to make this and get her fried dumplings. So,
Mhm.
wow. Yes. And so Marissa said she needs the seafood market. She also said, what was the shipping resource you used for sending your items from the US PO box? Something Solutions, right? Wasn't it?
Right. So let me get the info
Okay.
from Christopher. The we have a mail scanning order or company. So from our American, home, we have a house still in North Carolina. That mail gets shipped or sent over to one space, and they scan it, and then they'll ship it over if we need it.
Okay.
But definitely it's uploaded and scanned. And then we do have another address that we use for actual shipments. And then from there, because I believe we use it for medications and other, Amazon-y kind of things that you can't get on Amazon Mexico.
Okay.
And then they'll ship them to San Miguel Solutions. That's right behind Mercado Sano.
Carosano.
That's San Miguel Solutions.
Oh, I know where that is. I just went in that little area behind Mercado Sano the other day, and it's been
Mhm.
upgraded since
Okay.
I've been there I haven't been there for a while. My friend Nadine is tripping over the Aki. She's like, Aki and SMA. Yes, I'm going to
Okay.
go and check that out with my mom.
Let me see. And it's in Laredo, Texas, I know.
Yeah, I think it does go to
So
Laredo.
I'll get that info from her and I'll let you know.
Is that La Conexión? No, that's a different company. La Conexión is a different company.
Yeah, I think it is. I'm gonna get it from Chris, and then I'll let you all know. So
Okay,
it'll
cool.
go. I'll have something shipped to Laredo, and then they'll have it shipped to you to San Miguel Solution.
Perfect.
Little
All right.
workarounds.
That's okay. We get it. We
Got
get it.
to do what you got to do. Yeah.
So Marissa said, any salmon croquettes, Madam nor Carolina? I guess, are you making salmon croquettes? Can you hear me?
Oh, am I? Oh, good question. Okay, so I have not made salmon croquettes or salmon patties here because the canned salmon that they have here is, I want to say, almost like the size of tuna.
Okay.
But what we would, consider to be a can of tuna, but it's actually salmon. And it's, I want to say maybe $10.
Mhm.
So it's just been a no for me. Some things I just don't bite the bullet in. I'll just rather have a fresh piece of salmon and cook it.
I was gonna say, would you make it or recommend doing it with fresh salmon?
You can, but some things, when you have that, it doesn't translate the same.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Going from fresh salmon to canned, or going from canned to fresh doesn't
Right.
translate the same, but of course you can make it and it'll still be delicious, but it'll be different.
Self-serving question, crab legs.
See?
Are you able to make crab cakes with the crab legs? Because I know that some people use it out of the can. Does it give you the same results?
Well, it's going to be different again because of the actual product. So the closest thing that I would use here would be maybe a king crab, but of course that'll be deathly expensive or what have you. But you can use it. I have not seen snow crab here, even on the coast. Mexicans treat seafood totally different,
Okay.
even though it's surrounded by water.
Well,
And
I haven't found goat meat.
go really.
Not
Okay.
yet. I asked
I
the
can't say.
butcher and it was like asking about buying cow in India.
Oh,
Because cows are sacred over there. They don't eat cow.
Okay. I
I'm
got
saying over there, maybe not all of India. So I remember they just looked at me like I was kind of cuckoo. But I had a Mexican guy who gave me a contact for a butcher in Querétaro. But it's probably just not a normal part of their cuisine. But that's like Jamaicans eat curry goat. I don't like curry goat. I prefer curry lamb, but yeah, I was trying to get some. at the butcher. They have everything else, but they don't have that.
I know. And that's been the one thing too that's been not, I won't say challenging, but it's just been a thing. You know, because you have those things that you would normally eat, you know, like salmon cakes. I have those in regular rotation at home with a baked potato. But you may find challenges sourcing the product, or the food is just different too. For like even potatoes, you know, they are fresh, they're delicious, but you're not going to just roll up on a Mexican potato and cook it
the way you're probably used to. It's funny because my mom calls the potatoes here the potatoes cousin. Like, this is not a potato, this is the potatoes cousin.
What? And
But sometimes they are like, they're kind of like, I mean, it's still good. Don't get me wrong, but you can get in a batch of like, if you picked up 10 potatoes, there'll be like 2 that you're just like, it just doesn't look the same. It's kind of clear. And, you know, we're used to having like the Idaho potatoes and then the whatever sweet potatoes and this potato. And here it's just like you get the little potatoes, you can get the purple potatoes, or you get the big potatoes. Sometimes, you know, they're fancy shapes.
Yeah, I'll just say that they Mexican strong. Even green beans, like the green beans are not even, they're going to be delicious after you cook it for a while.
The same with the rice. So just so you know, thank you to your husband for giving me the balance for the rice, because I follow it religiously now, because I was so used to cooking basmati rice because I love basmati rice. But for my Jamaican meals, I can't use basmati rice because I just can't. It's hard. One, it's hard to get it consistently from Costco's. That's where I'm usually I've purchased basmati rice from Costco for years and years, and they sell it here. I'm just gonna put that out there for those who love it. They do sell it here, but what they're allowed to do in Mexico is take things from Costco's, which you're not allowed to do in the US, to my knowledge.
And put them in Ziplocs.
Exactly. Take the products from this company and open things and sell them piecemeal, right? Because in the US, it clearly says this is not for individual resale, right? But here, I don't think it says that. I don't think that they can regulate it. I don't know, but you can get like that 12 pack of butter from Costco's, and then they'll sell it here like individual sticks for a lot more. So with the rice, I'm pretty convinced this is what they're doing at the organic, the little supermarkets. Right? And let's get a big bag from Costco's and let's split it up into 50 little bags, and we're going to sell it to you and we're going to make a profit. Exactly.
Yes, right.
So I buy my rice now from the market, which is not bad. It's just the ratio is different. So your husband gave me the ratio because they came over to cook with me. And he said, oh, yeah, it took me a while, but it works. So it's 1.5 cups to 1 cup of, we just call it he said Mexican rice. I don't know if it's Mexican rice. All I know is it takes a little longer to cook it. So you have to put less water. Otherwise, it's going to be mushy.
Right. So 1.5 liquid and then 1 cup of rice.
It works. It's magic. It does. I'm happy for it. And also, they do their plantains in deep fry, and it's so yummy. Yes. So, and if you want to know how and what plantains are called here, they're called plátano macho, basically big banana. Yes, big bananas. And plátano macho. My friend told me this because I couldn't find. I was like, what is a plantain? What's the plantain? And she said, oh, yeah. So she told me this. So, like you said before, we have the same items. It's just how they're prepared. We have a lot of, and now you told me about ackee. Yes. Oh, Danielle's on. Welcome, Danielle. She says
Hey,
she can't wait to try your dishes at the November brunch.
yes. Now
Yay.
you know what Danny brings she got me twitching a little bit. She's vegan and no,
And she
I'm
can cook
teaching.
too. She can cook
Danny can
too.
cook for sure. But that's one thing that I've never had to learn, but
Um,
I want to learn how to do more because we don't have to have meat all the time, right? We don't have to have dairy all of the time.
that's
We're
true.
so, you know what I mean? We're conditioned for that bacon fat on this, to saute things,
Mhm.
or
Mhm.
to put that smoked meat in vegetables. So I want to learn more. So I may need to go over to Danny's house and have her teach me again, sit at the feet, right? At the
Exactly.
apron, so I can
Exactly.
learn.
Right.
And that dairy, we don't have to have butter and
Ew.
buttermilk. Well, we don't even have buttermilk here in Mexico. Let's be clear about that. But
Yeah, let's talk about that in a moment. Because yes, what? And I'm like, okay, can I just say I'm tired of looking up recipes for things that I could buy in a carton in Walmart in the US. I don't want to know how to make buttermilk, but I know
but
that
it
buttermilk in
is
my
easy
cornbread
though.
tastes better. I don't want to
For the
know.
record. No. Well,
No.
okay, for those of you who do want to know, it's milk and vinegar.
Oh, for real? Okay, I'm gonna come and get that too from your house. Okay.
With the gumbo.
Yes.
The gumbo. The gumbo is talking. So a
Okay,
few
wait,
months
what did you
ago,
put in the gumbo? I need to know. What's in there? I'm not
okay,
making the gumbo. I just
yeah,
curious because I want to salivate a little. What did you
okay.
put in there?
Well, there are obviously the Trinity. So you have the peppers, onions, and the celery,
Mhm,
tons of garlic,
mhm,
a little bit of tomato. I do put tomato in my gumbo. And I was going to say a few months ago when we were at the grocery store at La Comer,
mhm.
and we rolled up into the little produce section and they had okra.
Oh, yeah. Wait, where? Because I've been looking for okra. I know that sometimes La Comer has it, but we put okra in our snapper. It's like how you stuff a
Oh,
turkey. We stuff
yeah,
our snapper with okra, corn, and all those yummy veggies. And we put it in foil and
yeah.
steam in like a convention setting, convention oven kind of thing.
I had no idea you
Delicioso.
did that. Okay, well, when you go into La Comer, go all the way to the end, like almost really to the eggs, and
Mhm.
then the refrigerator section on the right hand side, bottom shelf.
Okay.
I don't know if
I'm gonna
that's
search it.
because a lot of our stuff is on the bottom shelf, but anyway, I digress. I will digress.
I love
Um,
okra. Yes.
when I found the okra, I was like, yes. And that's when I
Okay.
had my smuggling my gumbo filet. So like it's on now. It is on.
Okay.
So okra, gumbo filet, some Tony Sacheries that I brought back home from my last trip.
Tony, what?
And Tony Sacheries, the
What is
Creole
that?
seasoning.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yep, that's the Creole seasoning. And this time for my meats, I use some andouille sausage and some shrimp.
Did you get the andouille sausage here?
Yes, yes, I did
Where?
down at the Mercado Sano's
Okay.
Saturday market. Mhm.
Okay. All right.
And it's
See,
delicious.
Danielle just said she saw some okra at Chinaberry Farms. I think they're up the street in Los Frailes on Saturdays. I've
Hmm.
only been there once.
Okay.
And then Marissa said she saw it at City Market, and then she said I lost it cold case down from the lettuce.
Okay.
Okay, see, all right. That's all I got to do is get on here and say, where can I find
For
Aki?
the
Like that is a
record,
treasure. I'm going there tomorrow. I'm bringing my
okay,
mama. We're going there tomorrow because I cannot believe.
bring your suitcase, mother. Oh
Yeah,
my Lord.
exactly. I'm about to raid. I'm going to raid. It's downstairs, honey.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have a kid over here asking questions. And then let's see, Marissa's okay, wait. Well, then Charlie Farr. Oh, welcome, Charmaine Johnson, and welcome Sanibel. Hi, Sanibel was here at Casa Elm. She left on Monday morning and we hung out. So I've had some really cool, fun guests. She said, I love edible flowers. They're so good. They are. They're just pretty, they really make something look beautiful. Even if you don't eat them, just putting them there and people not feeling like, oh, should this be here? Should I be nervous about, toxins or whatever? But they're just beautiful. You did a great job with that meal. Okay, and then Charmaine said that she's a vegan chef and she can help too. Okay.
Ooh, I may have to funnel some recipes over to you and then almost like translate it. So do a translation from meat and dairy to vegan, how we do from English to Spanish.
Well, it's funny because a few years ago, when I first moved here, I was vegan also. I say was because it is a commitment to, in a good, positive way. My body I felt great, right?
Yeah.
And it's also, even now that I do eat meat again, I don't eat a lot of meat at home. I typically will say, okay, if I go out, I'm going to eat what I want. And I cook on Saturdays. It depends on what it is. I'll definitely eat what I'm cooking. But it's a commitment because what I learned is you really are learning how to cook again and be extra creative with the things that you're used to cooking, right? So I learned how to modify a lot of things. I even was able to make for example, I love ackee and saltfish. So I would make mine sin saltfish with nori, with seaweed.
Okay.
And it tastes good. It was kind of the same. I remember one year my dad came and he loved it. He was eating that, and my dad eats everything. Po' boys with oyster mushrooms.
Right.
As a matter of fact, my friend Nadine mentioned that, and it just dawned on me that I didn't reply or comment on that. She sent me a message about. So we use the oyster mushrooms to make those. Delicious. Okay. Yes.
Right.
So yes, and Danielle, I had her delicious empanadas. Ooh, girl, yes.
Okay. Because she bought a whole lot of dough when we went to Sam's, for the record.
Oh, me.
Yeah.
It was delicioso. It had like the vegan and stuff in the middle. It was so good. Delicious. So, but the point is there's a lot of amazing vegan food. It's just just like everything else in our lives, right? Moving here, we're reconditioning, unconditional. I'm saying the wrong things, but we're basically training ourselves to, cook differently. Our taste buds start to change. You start to not like the way things smell in the supermarket once you stop eating meat and things like that. Things like that are more pungent. So someone mentioned jackfruit. Let's see. Oyster mushrooms. Yes, Nadine. Or jackfruit for po' boys. Yes. I gotta find jackfruit. I think they have jackfruit somewhere. I want to say, well, no. What did I see? Soursop, which is a fruit. That's not, I've seen that here, young jackfruit. Yeah. If anyone sees green bananas, please let me know. The ones you boil.
Okay.
I need green bananas so I can boil them with my ackee and saltfish and my dumplings.
Okay. So you're saying you always find the plantains, but they're always basically right. You've never found
the plantains are different from the green bananas. The green bananas almost look like the yellow bananas, but they're green, and you boil them.
So green banana isn't a plantain.
I don't think so. No, it's more like a regular banana, but green, and then you boil it. And when you take it out, it's just like you peel the skin off and you serve it hot. And that's like, they call it ground food, and they serve that with like yams and potatoes with ackee and saltfish and fried dumplings. You can do the hard boiled dumplings or you can do the fried dumplings. Everything.
All right.
Yes. Anyway, we're all on food right now. I'm hungry.
I know. Me too.
I'm gonna go and I actually was making my roasted tomato basil soup tonight. And grilled cheese because it's that kind of day, because it rained today. I was like, oh, I want soup. Can make
Yep.
some soup. And then I saw a recipe, grilled cheese, and they literally had their grilled cheese was with herbed cheese in the middle. They were pulling it apart and it had like herbs. I'm like,
Oh, okay. That sounds delicious.
I'm not doing that, but it looked really yummy.
Yeah.
Anywho, so what else do you want to share before we skedaddle?
Well, I just, I'm just so happy, Chris and I have spoken about, like, we have zero buyer's remorse.
Good.
Zero buyer's remorse. There are a couple of things that may tap dance on the nerves, bell tolls on the church, at 6 a.m, or
Firecrackers.
fireworks. Oh my God, my God, my God. But but after you press on through the culture, a couple of things, still no buyer's remorse. And so we're just really happy. We're healthy, thank the Lord. Between the two of us, we've fallen twice and we still are alive.
On the cobblestones.
The cobble, oh, help us, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. The cobble. It's so beautiful to look at. But for the first maybe month or so, I had to take Dramamine when we got in the car.
Oh, because of the altitude?
No, the
Or the
motion
bumpy?
sickness.
Oh, wow. Were you sitting in the front or the back?
The back.
Oh, that's why. Okay, you need to be the driver.
I don't know. I don't want to be all fresh, sort of cute. But no, we're just really having a good time here. We've come here to live, and we really are. We're enjoying the culture, we're enjoying the fresh food. Just walking down the street and being able to get a fresh green juice for $1.50.
Right. Right.
I think I spent $11 on one when I was in the States last week. And I just look around like this is just stupid.
Too much. Right. That's too much.
It's just
That's
stupid.
a lot. Yeah.
It's really it's a lot of money. And we also are just excited that there's a community, where we can plug in. We want to unplug, you can unplug. You want to plug in, you plug in. And it's just really lovely to have that, to be able to meet folks, all walks of life, and different stages of life. Like I said, from 5, thank you, Danny, you got a little friend, and from 5 to 85. And it's really, really cool. And so I just can't wait to see more relationships grow, because I would love to get together with some of the elders, so maybe they can give us some pointers, because some of us still do have to work.
Yeah.
And I know, sometimes it feels daunting, like we have to reinvent a wheel, but they have so much knowledge. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That generation, they built companies on their backs.
Exactly. Yeah.
With high school degrees, high school diplomas.
That's true. That's true.
These companies
made
and organizations, they made it, right?
it.
So I just really can't wait to plug into more of the elders. So yeah, I'm just excited, and to work with you and to come and cook for the ladies. And we will have to put a Cooking with Purpose on the books,
Let's do it. I think that would be
even if it's once a quarter,
lot of fun.
It'd be nice. And maybe we can put that into a little pajama party.
I am so there, and I will sign us up for massages. I had a massage the other day for 90 minutes.
Come on now. For what? For how much? $30?
It was 1,000 pesos. So
$50.
50, 60, 50, between $50, $60, 90 minutes, but at my house.
You could never get that in the States. It's stuff like that.
And this woman is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, there are certain people I'm like, if I need this thing, I'm like, okay, call that person. So you have
Right.
a variety. And yes,
Right.
I'm down for a jammy party. That's what
Yeah.
Danielle said.
I
We've
think
been
that.
saying it. We've been saying it. I need to
Mhm.
find a free weekend
Mhm.
and let's do it Saturday to Sunday, potluck it. And let's just like, take over Casa Elm. Let's
Yeah.
stay in our jammies and brainstorm round table and
Mhm.
treat ourselves to just being, just being.
Yeah, just
And
being. I love that. The just being pajama party
yep,
at CasaELM.
exactly. And let's
I
cook
love it.
Chinese food because I need some more of that rice.
Chinese or Indian. Oh, and I found some sushi rice, and that I promise you makes the best fried rice.
That's true. Actually,
I
have you been to
promise
there's
you.
an Asian market, small Asian market in Querétaro, and I go there to buy
Mhm.
my, what do I go there to buy? My sweet soy sauce, because it's a tall, skinny bottle.
Mhm.
Luna de Queso sells it, but Luna de Queso is pricey. And you can
Yeah.
get it over there, and they have sushi rice. I think they even
Okay.
sell the big giant bags of sushi rice.
Okay. Okay.
So when I get there
Okay.
next time, I'll have to try to remember to say, hey, this is
Yeah.
how much it is, or do you want one or whatever. But yeah, they
Okay.
sell like all the things here that La Camere sells for like double the price.
Okay. I
Yeah,
got you. So
yeah.
I would love that. And I'd love to piggyback and go to go to Querétaro with you, go shopping
Yes.
too. That would be
I'm
good. But
trying to get there this
thank
weekend.
you.
And
Yeah.
wait, we got to talk about Cheesecake Factory.
Come on, come on, come on.
I was like,
Is that
no,
gonna be at the mall, the regular mall in
I think
Querétaro?
Antia, yes.
Okay. I worked there for 7 years.
Did you? That's why
I
you know how to
did.
cook. Oh, God. Well, I know you went to school, but
I've actually been cooking since I was 8. I'm
okay,
part of that generation that was latchkey. So I
okay.
will come home and watch PBS
That's right.
and
You told me this.
Martin Yan and the Cajun Gourmet and Julia
Mhm.
Child taught me how to cook.
That's
8 years
right.
old. Uh-huh.
I love
And I
it.
went to school to learn how to make food pretty. Isn't that ignorant?
No,
All
it's not. No,
I
because
spent so much money.
now we're benefiting from your pretty food that tastes good.
Okay, touche. I appreciate that. But oh yeah, so Cheesecake Factory. I worked there 7 years,
Mhm.
and I was a trainer there, and I did classroom facilitator. That that book.
I know the book
It took
menu.
2 weeks to teach it,
I believe it. They
and
have
that's what I
so much
did.
stuff. And I have to say this, that all the cheesecake factories I've been to, I have to commend them on the consistency
Always.
that they always taste the same.
Yep.
It's delicious. I mean, it's a
That's what
lot. I get in there and I'm just like, what do I
I
want?
know.
Kind of, I think everyone kind of has their thing, right? What they kind
Uh-huh.
of stick to. But yes, whoever posted that, I don't know if it was Danielle on Facebook a few days ago. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you. All I have to say though, that ad, no, because they had the cheesecake, at least maybe it was the angle of the picture, but I was like, why
Uh-huh.
do they have this fluffy white cake with these sprinkled? I was like, put cheesecake on everything or some of the food from the
Everything.
menu. Yeah, I didn't quite get the ad. I didn't get that fluffy cake because that cake looked like it was from Dairy Queen or
Oh my
some
Lord.
fluffy cake place. I was like, just fill it up with all the delicious cheesecake.
The
But
cheesecake.
whew,
Yeah.
yes, that's going to be interesting. It'll be
Yes.
interesting to see if it tastes the same.
I know. Because I went to the PF Chang's there too.
The PF Chang's is good.
Yeah, it's
It's
pretty,
good.
pretty tasty. And
Yeah.
if it's anything like home, like the States, it should be consistent. And that's
Mhm.
something that they do. They are serious about their consistency.
Yes,
And
indeed.
I saw it. I saw it on a daily basis. Pretty much every shift, the
Mhm.
managers would order the food of the day to make
Okay.
sure that everything was
Was
flawless.
consistent. Yeah, I can see that. They're
Mhm,
they're a good company. I think they do well with that. They've got
mhm.
that part down, their processes. They've got
Oh
it
yeah.
down. Yeah.
Crazy processes. Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
can't wait to get some of that miso salmon and that
I
chicken
know.
Madeira.
Yes. Yes. They
Mm.
actually have an amazing vegan bolognese.
Oh,
I was
really?
in Florida a few years ago. Yes,
Uh-huh.
indeed. I would order that again because it was actually really good. They used the Beyond Meat, but it was
Oh,
really
okay.
good. It was really
Okay.
good. Yes. I
Okay.
was like, So we'll
Okay.
see. We shall see. So
Yeah.
yes, everyone, there's P.F. Chang's. We're getting a Cheesecake Factory. We're gonna be a
Yeah.
fool up in there when we get, we're gonna do a caravan of people going to Querétaro. Right? Okay. We're gonna
Are
do
you
the church
tomato?
dance.
What?
We're gonna do the church dance. Church dance
What
right through the front door.
is going on? We didn't
Wait,
even
who's
know.
got the tambourine? Right? We're gonna wear all white and we're gonna just
Hey,
church dance right through the front door. And
the
we'll see
strawberry
how we dance
lemonade and the brown bread. Help us, Lord.
Oh yes. Oh my God, I haven't been so long. It's like being in the Sahara. Oh my God, that was so
$100 for
funny.
every strawberry lemonade I sold and a basket of brown bread. I don't want none of that white bread. I
Just
don't
give
want
me the
none of that.
brown bread,
Give
right?
me the
And
brown
butter. Give me real
or the
butter.
or
Oh
the
my God.
chocolate bread. Man, that's not chocolate. And it's just whole wheat. Pumpernickel. Everything but what it was. I'm getting look, I'm gonna ask for all of it. I need some
That's
brown look. Pan
hilarious.
de negro
Yeah.
aquí. Pan.
Oh my God. I'm gonna call you tomorrow about the Aki. I'm gonna bring my mother
Oh,
because she'll be like, what is this? Is
yeah.
this the Aki's cousin?
I'll send you the address. I will. I
I
will. But
think I
thank
know
you for
where it is. I think I know where
it's
it
I promise it's really close to Cinco de Mayo. I
is.
promise.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think I know.
little seafood shop. But I appreciate you for sharing your audience with me. I really do.
Likewise. Thanks for
And
coming
thank you
on.
again.
Thank you for
Yeah.
coming on. Thank you all, audience, for being here. If you haven't hit the like button, please do so. We're just having fun tonight. I really, really enjoy you, Jackie, and I know that, yes, we're going to have lots of good things coming up in the future. And especially, I love the cooking with a purpose, everything food, I just
Yeah.
enjoy that you are here and you're exploring other things in regard to your talents and the things you enjoy
Mhm.
doing. Yes,
Thank you.
indeed. And so if you all are here and you even, I don't know if you do this, I'm offering you as someone who can cater a whole meal for individuals or groups.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
vegan friend,
definitely
the
look
vegan
her up.
chef.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Look
Yeah.
her up though. Look her up. I think that you know, your food is good. And I think that that's one of the things we, at least in my experience, it's been hit or miss in San
Mhm.
Miguel. There are some places like you have to kind of know
Yeah.
these are the places that sell really good taco, or this place does really good Italian, or this place does really good whatever. But it's always nice to kind of get that like home cooked thing. And I think that we don't always find that. I know I have repeat people who buy my Jamaican food because they're like, it's like home cooked. And I haven't had
Mhm.
that. And they travel, and I've had people say that. So it's going to be really good. She said, are you doing dressing for Thanksgiving?
See?
Yeah, I think we are doing dressing. Yes,
Yeah.
we
With
can
some
do that.
homemade fresh baked
Mhm.
bread. I don't know. Yeah. Panio or panina. Someone's gonna have some fresh bread
Mhm.
and we'll have fresh dressing.
Okay. Someone asked if there was a need for, Charmaine, if there's a need for vegan chef in San Miguel, looking for a good place to relocate for a vegan. Okay, I'm going to tell you that the answer is yes. And also that there are vegan restaurants here. Soul
Mhm.
Tribe rocks. Okay. But I also think that each person has their own talents. So don't let that need only fall on, is there a vegan restaurant? Is there a vegan chef? We do have vegan restaurants. There's Don Taco Tequila. You can look them up and you can get a good idea of what that looks like. And there's Soul Tribe, spelled SOL Tribe. I have to tell you this, their food is good. Okay, they have really good food. I don't know where this guy is from, but he was at the Walk Run Bike on Feed the Hungry fundraising on Sunday. And we ordered their cauliflower tacos, and he has some kind of vegan cheese sauce with chips. Oh, it's good. And they're also at the top level of Mercado Sano. However, I just want to say, you know, if you came with whatever your thing is, just bring it, you know, people are going to buy it, because not, you know, just because there's one or two vegan restaurants, that doesn't mean we want to go to the same place all the time. And there are a lot of people here who are vegan. So don't let that, yeah, just bring your thing. Yeah. So
can I piggyback on that too, Michelle?
yes,
It's also easy to disseminate. So you don't have to have a standalone, you know, restaurant like how you're doing. You're cooking it out of your home.
yes,
And packaging it up, and then you have, you know, resource to deliver the food.
absolutely.
I'm
Yes.
thinking about it. I haven't quite
You
made that.
should. I mean, I know we kicked around pop-ups. So, you know, we kicked around the idea of doing an ethnic pop-up where maybe there are 1 or 2 days a week. I don't know, Jamaican, 1 or 2 days a week, soul food, 1 or 2 days a week, something else. I don't know, you know, I just think the possibilities are endless. Like, you start talking about things, and I'm notorious for this. There's like ideas. There's a lot of potential in San Miguel. And what I love about kind of doing things in Mexico is, you know, you need to look into how to do them from a business standpoint, but it doesn't feel like there's a lot of red tape, because the people who live here are also kind of just entrepreneurs. They're doing their thing. They sell their little tortillas. They sell whatever, you know, whatever
I saw a man selling paella out of his trunk on Sterling Dickinson.
Yes, he's there all the time.
I've been tempted, but it's in his trunk. Is it good?
It might taste good. I don't know. I haven't tried it, but he's been there for years. Okay. And there's another guy who sells his tamales. You've seen him. Okay. Out of his trunk of his car. And they're from Oaxacan flavored tamales or whatever. My point is everyone's doing something here, because the mentality is, how do I survive? What do I do? And so why not you too? So yes. And honestly, we all know that people try to, like, you know, roll in. I've been to a local restaurant that said they were selling soul food, and no, sir. No, sir. Yes, paella from the trunk, Danielle. Right on Sterling. And let me tell you, there's no shame in his game, because he has one of those boards, those chalkboards, handwritten out, so you don't miss him. And why pay for a place? Okay. Right, exactly.
Sell it out the car.
Here it is.
What?
Look.
Every day. That's it. $1 and I think 110 pesos.
Whatever it is. I don't know if it's good. Now that we talked about it, I may have to roll on by.
I know.
But my point is that we know good seasonings. I've tried people who were trying to cook soul food here. That's all I have to say about that. Okay, so here we are. Yes, let's do it. She said, I ain't eating no trunk pie. It might be good, girl. Come on, you know, you gotta give a man a try. Gotta give him a try. It might be delicious. I don't know how he keeps it warm. It might be prepackaged. She said, don't do it. I'm gonna roll by and support him, and I'll report back. How about that? I'm gonna report back. Let me stop, because he could be watching. Because, you know, San Miguel's small. Let me leave that man alone.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there's just a lot that we can do. And I just think, you know, let's like dig in our creative bag and think about the things that we like. and see. My friend Nadine said, try it, Danielle. We're going to come by your house and get some gumbo out the trunk.
I have some. I don't have a trunk, but I got some gumbo.
Oh, wait. Danielle said we bring in the tabby brown stews. Yes, we are bringing the brown stews because they don't have browning. Okay. I made my brown stew chicken last week. I had to make browning from scratch, which is sugar browned in the pan. But browning sauce is like, it's serious. It changes the color of things. They actually use browning in the black cake, the black Jamaican cake. So yes. Yes. Anyway, we can go on all night. I'm getting hungry. I'm
It's time for
now.
dinner, y'all. But I do again, thank you so much.
Thank
I
you, my
appreciate it. I had
dear.
so much fun.
Yes, likewise. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. Please hit the like button. Check out our events on CasaELM.com. Click on events. You can see the November 19th. You can see Dia de los Muertos, which is November 1st. We're doing that here. Someone tried to book, and I was like, we're at capacity, but we are not at capacity for the day past the day event. So do check us out for that. So I'm grateful for you, Jackie. I'm grateful for all of us that continue to come here, everyone, actually, all colors, and, continue to bring our good vibe. Just always keep an open mind when moving abroad. Do your homework, do your research, talk to people that live there, see if it's for you. Don't just come and sign a 3-year lease. I'm exaggerating, but come and try it on. Make sure you come and try it on. Make sure you like it. Just because we rave about it doesn't mean it's for every single person on the planet. Do respect the customs, do respect the culture, do respect the people here. They are kind and they receive us. So don't come here and mess it up. Okay, just saying. So I just want to say thank you to everyone for being here tonight. And I appreciate you all. Thanks for listening in. Thanks, Jackie. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody. Y'all be safe.
Yes, indeed. A few seconds. Okay.